Hey guys, and welcome to the Level 4 beginner guitar course, where we're looking at chord progressions that you can use in any sort of application you want to. Really, it's just a chance for you to learn some really cool chord progressions, and you've already covered one, the Axis of Awesome, so make sure you check that one out before you do this one. Okay, this one's all about the blues, the classic blues progression, and we call it the 12-bar blues, and we call it a 12-bar blues for a reason, which you'll see in a minute. What I want to do first is just demonstrate it to you, and then we're going to actually learn the mechanics that go into playing it and the theory that goes into playing it. So let's try that. Now I'm going to demonstrate this in the key of A, but as you've seen in the Axis of Awesome, I'll give you the tools to be able to move it into any key that you want to. So here we go. Blues style of playing, blues chord progression, sounds like this. Repeat from there. 12-bar blues progression. Okay, now the first part of learning a blues progression is just playing the right chords, obviously. Right, now to do that, I was in the key of A. There are 3 chords you need to know already. That's A major, D major and E major. But the way we're going to play it is going to be a very easy version, so we can focus on the style, focus on the rhythm and focus on the theory, and then if you want to you can do full chords later. So what I want you guys to do is to line up with the first finger on the 2nd fret on the D string, that note there, not the first note I played, and then the open string. Now the key to this is just playing 2 strings at once, not playing more than that. You don't want to be playing the higher strings, you don't want to be playing the lower strings. We're just going to be playing 2 for this. And you've got 2 strums. This is the other thing with the blues progression. It's a shuffle rhythm. Now we've already covered in the guitar course and lessons before this one about what a shuffle rhythm is, how to count it. It is a triplet, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, with the 2 skipped off. 3, 1, 2, 3. That is a shuffle rhythm. There are a few ways that you can think about it. Some people think about it like riding a horse, where it's like a dum da dum da dum da dum da dum. However you want to think about it, as long as you're playing it correctly. Some might want to count, some might just go purely on feel. The other part to this is obviously the right hand. Make sure that you're palm muting this throughout, otherwise it's going to be quite difficult to stop the other strings ringing together. If I don't do any palm muting, I might hit some of the other strings, and I don't want to hit the other strings. So if I've got a palm mute, which I have covered, so you should already know how to do this in the earlier lessons, palm mute the right hand so you get more of a percussive, rather, don't totally mute it off, but so you've got a nice bass. Okay, once you've got that rhythm, make sure you're trying to only do 2 strings at once. That would be quite difficult to start off with. Just doing very small strum across 2 strings is a little bit difficult. You might want to focus on your right hand for a little bit, just doing the rhythm, so that you're only hitting 2 strings. Then when you're ready, build in the left hand. Now you're doing 2 strums, and then on the 3rd one, you're placing down your 3rd finger on the 4th fret on the same string that you were fretting on before. So on the D string, 4th fret. And you do 2 on that. And then you release back and you repeat the process. Now it's called a 12-bar blues for a reason. Okay, so you need to be able to count how many beats you hold down each chord for. Now, it's a 12-bar blues, so we're going to be working in bars, and we're going to count 4 beats at a time for each bar. So the A chord we're going to hold for 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to move to the D chord and you're going to hold that for 2 bars. Then you're going to go back to the A chord for 2 bars. 8, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to go down to the low strings. Now this is one we haven't covered yet. First finger on the 2nd fret, third finger on the 4th fret. They're your 2 notes. Same rhythm, same pattern. You're going to do this for just the 1 bar. 9. Jump up to the D chord, so you've got to jump right over. You're going to do this for 1 bar. That's bar 10. Then bar 11 and 12, you're going to go back to the A chord. 11, 2, 3, 4, 12, 2, 3, 4 for 2 bars. And then the whole thing repeats. And you'll hear when I played the demonstration that that's where the chord changes are. Some of you might get it just by listening, others it will really help if you can count the rhythms as well. And that way you're doing a proper 12-bar blues progression. Now there's a couple of variations you can do on the blues. I've just taught you the most basic one there, but I'm going to go a bit further because I want to push you guys a little bit more. That might be a bit easy for you. The variations you can have. Obviously you can have full chords instead of just this alternating bass line between 2 chords and the palm mute. You can have that A major chord. 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3 to the D. Then 1 on the E, 1 bar, 1 bar on the D, 2 bars on the A. 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. That was full chords. The other variation that I want to show you guys is to use all dominant chords, which is very common in blues playing, and especially because it allows soloists and improvisers to play around a lot more with the progressions going on underneath. You might have heard lots of guitarists maybe playing improvisations over the top of the blues progression. It's kind of like the thing that is that you might want to get on to do if you're looking at lead playing. It's probably a way in, is improvising over the blues progression. If we use dominant chords, it allows an improviser to go a little bit more nuts with it. And as you advance in my lessons and in my courses, I'll be showing you exactly how the theory sort of lines up. So if you don't know your dominant shapes, I'll quickly cover them for you. The A dominant shape in an open position, you can play it like this or like this. I'm going to choose this one because of the next chord that's coming up. Second finger goes on the 2nd fret on the D string, 3rd finger goes on the 2nd fret on the B string, and the rest are open. 2, 3, 4, 4, 2. Then the D dominant chord looks like this. 2nd finger on the 2nd fret on the G string, 1st finger on the 1st fret on the B, and the 3rd finger on the 2nd fret on the high E. And you play the 4-note chord like you would normally do with the D chord. Same with the A that we learned. The E dominant chord, if you just do an E major chord as you know it, and whack out the 3rd finger, you've got an E dominant chord. And there you have a dominant blues progression. Now, for a lot of people that won't make much sense in why you can use 3 dominant chords instead of the usual major chord. But the blues is a different kettle of fish to most music, and it's kind of the oddball in that you can pretty much get away with more than any other style of music. You can change all those chords to minor chords and it will still work. You probably don't want to change them to diminished chords, but give it a go, post a video response. It'll be quite interesting to hear what a blues progression sounds like with diminished. And there you go guys, there's 3 variations you can do on a blues progression. The most important points to take from this lesson is how long to play each chord. It's what chords you can use, pretty much any basic chord you can use, and obviously how long to play each one for, so that you've got a 12-bar blues progression.